Hey, man.
Hey, so the link that's out is good. It was going to go out in 30 minutes
What do you
at
mean?
1:30.
It's
3:00 my time is usually Andy.
yeah. That's during standard time, Chaille.
I know. I went through this in the text. I replied to all your texts. I realized that daylight saving times had affected this.
I know, but I asked to push back an hour, which is what you thought the regular time was.
What?
Yeah, I wanted to go in 60 minutes, which is when you thought we were going at our regular time.
Yeah.
But you would have been 60 minutes too late because 60 minutes from now is 3:00 Andy time.
Yeah.
And we were scheduled to go at 2:00 Andy time.
So why at the last minute did you want to change it?
Because Mitchell's going to be getting ready for work in the background for the next 30 minutes. And
all right, so I'll just stop it down and we'll at least.
Well, let's wait till the other guys jump on so we can at least tell everybody. The other guys agreed, but then when you didn't, then I was like, all right, well, we'll just go at the regular time. And then when you didn't send out the link, I was like, he might think the regular time is in an hour. And
well, it's still 3:00 my time. I mean, it didn't change for me.
No, it did. Yes. Everybody
Andy's time changed, which changed my time.
Right.
Yeah.
So we are scheduled to start the podcast right now, but you thought we were scheduled to start the podcast in an hour.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Usually 3:00 my time.
Right. But when you said 2:00,
I understand. I because I live in one of the only states that has any fucking common sense. I need to readjust everything that I do based on what time it is in fucking Beijing, fucking China.
Thank you. Thank you. So easy. So easy. We can just keep going. I don't give a fuck. We're already hooked up. I say we just roll with it.
Andy's doing good.
Chad had to get set up because it's really I remembered way too late. But it's all good, man. No worries.
Oh, that's it. That's the problem. I'll be right here.
So we can probably assume that going forward we should do it an hour later.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, that was part of it all too, is that I should have said all of this last week. And then you even sent the thing out yesterday and I'm like, sure, that's perfect. Yeah, let's do it. And then today when Mitchell was like, yeah, I'm taking off at 4:30, I was like, oh shit, I remember this problem.
You can't have her stomping around. And shit.
Next week is 3 p.m. Andy time, which is 3 p.m. Chaille time, which is 3 p.m. HD Fatty time.
Yes.
So yeah,
5 p.m. Bretty time.
Now it's whatever odd time is Brett time.
Jesus Christ.
I think
the really fucked up thing is that by 30 minutes ago, me and Chad and Andy were all set to have just randomly backed off an hour, which would have lined up with your
anyway
perfectly anyway. But because you didn't respond, we canceled all that and decided to go at the regular time. Then we hit you up and we're like, let's fucking go. And you're like, what? It's an hour away. And then, it's been fun. It's been fun, guys.
Yeah, man.
You just got with your first plan, which was when I planned it.
And also remind me that next week we actually have to go we have to go a day early because all the people are coming into town, including Andy Andrist.
Let's see.
I won't be.
You'll be getting in on Friday, but some of the other people are getting in on Thursday. So,
I see.
Wednesday the 22nd.
Yeah, we'll go on Wednesday.
The beginning of Ramadan. Easy to remember.
Oh, perfect. That's how I like to celebrate. And we'll have to. I work, so it'll have to be like 7-ish my time.
What's one of your favorite Ramadan traditions, Brett?
I like when you take the family out on the.
I like it when you put in some frozen vegetables and a soft-boiled egg.
That's probably right. Oh, that's ramen.
Oh,
isn't that the celebration of top ramen?
Thank you, Chaille.
It can be either, though. I mean, you could do one. You could get the noodles to celebrate the other if you're.
I'll tell you the with ramen, the way to go is you can take an egg at the end of the cooking process and put a raw egg in there and let it kind of soft boil cook. And it gets real, and all that mixes in, and then a little dash of mayonnaise. Tracy showed me that. That was a great. That's what the Japanese used to do at the place where she did fish processing.
Interesting.
Elevate it, man. Go to YouTube. There's so many how to doctor up the ramens. I mean, it's cheap for you anyway. You might as well put mayonnaise and eggs in it.
Yeah, it's probably good to get back to that diet I had in college. Or, like I ate a lot of that shit, but it's like,
Wait a minute. Eating top ramen is not exactly what Chaille's talking about.
Isn't it the same kind of? I thought it's dressing one up to be the other.
Well,
you can't only do so much to the top ramen, right?
Well, isn't that's what we're talking about?
Yeah,
I
thought you were talking
noodle snob.
All right. Well, I was
fucking noodle snobbing me, man. But yeah, top ramen, I dressed it up with shit, but I haven't revisited that as a dish since when I ate that shit for a while. I don't know why. It was all right.
Yeah, it's because it's got 3 days worth of salt in it.
Well, you can go. You don't need to put the salt packet. You can put that mayonnaise, a little bit of mayonnaise in there. It'll help out.
All right.
Put in your own spices without the sodium. I hear you though, man. It's crazy.
I'm sorry to be
Chad's here. Hey, Chad. Chad's in his home digs. Good to see.
Yep. Hey, man.
I'm just starting to
sip. You're muted, Chad.
I'm sipping a nice
there it is.
25 milligram marijuana soda. I still have Dr. Pepper here, but I'm phasing it out. This is the writings on the wall.
That's the way to do it right there.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah, it's probably push on sugar or around the same. And then, what's Dr. Pepper ever done? Nothing.
No.
Not even a real doctor.
Andy, that can you held up, does it say magic on it?
Yep. Magic number.
I mean, can we dispense with the magic for psilocybin and weed? I mean, we're all grown-ups now. You got to be 18 or 21 to be able to get it. What the fuck?
Uplift might be a better name. Yeah, I don't really.
You might as well have Joe Camel fucking shilling that
and
stuff.
I know.
Magic, get the kids into it.
I know the one guy who ruined clowning. Well, I don't know that he ruined clowning, but he didn't give me any reason to not hate clowns and magic. Our buddy John, well, not our buddy, he's not a friend of the show or nothing, but John Wayne Gacy with his, hey, do you want to see a magic trick? To which from now on, I just never, if I'm in Vegas and it's a live production show and hey, do you want to see magic? My answer would be no.
Not even like a up close, like, hey, you got to say,
no, man. I'm not with the Jesus people a lot, but I think magic is just the devil's trickery.
Well, Christians can't be wrong about everything.
Yeah, they can't. They gotta be. They were wrong about music.
Just
wrong
the law of
about
averages.
drugs,
You got to get one of them right.
Wrong about mental illness. Wrong.
Wrong about the age of consent.
Yeah, and you want to vote for Christ again? Clean up your mess first, Christ. Are we talking about Trump? He's still on the fence there. They're supposed to be indicting him, but he's still hanging on.
Never gonna happen. I have now fully,
and it's like
he's embracing the Chad model.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, he'll go on house arrest at Mar-a-Lago, where he hangs out all the time. It'll only be a problem when it gets real warm, and then he'll want to flee there, and then they say, no, motherfucker. Yeah. But it'll be like nothing. He's
never going to jail, and the problem is if they indict him, he'll get more popular. So,
yeah. I'm voting for him. I've already decided,
Like, can you put someone on the ticket if they're indicted for a federal crime?
It's like that donkey can't kick a football, and it's like the forefathers didn't see this.
Not after the first one kicked and won the big game.
Yeah,
Gus did it, but after that, I'm sure they wrote the rules. A baboon can't be a cheerleader and whatever.
Right? Yeah. There were no rules against horse fucking in Washington State, and they decided they had to change the laws up there.
The horse took care of that problem.
Probably the same in Wisconsin. I'm hoping. You know, I'm hoping the Washington incident opened the eyes of other farm communities. But I was doing some research on a few of them. There's one in Wausau. Is that how you say that? Wisconsin?
Wausau?
Wausau. Yeah.
Wausau and that guy. You heard about that one, right? The guy in the ad. It's made the rounds back in the day, but he
Are
had.
you asking me if I know about all of the famous horse fucking incidents?
Well, this was one. Yeah, this is one of
Not
them.
just horse. We'll
This
throw
was a
in
guy
farm
who
animals.
he blamed it on horse porn, and he was in the barn, and you know he had a hole ripped in his pants, and
That horse had it coming.
Yeah, he
well,
tripped.
the horse, and I bet a horse in that situation, you know, I mean, the horse just hangs out a lot of times.
That's what they do. They stand there.
Right. If somebody, you know, so you're standing there and somebody's jerking you off, it's better than just, I mean, you know, depends on how he feels about it. But I would think it would be like break up the monotony.
Yeah, you're gonna be standing there anyway.
Yeah. And
so he was caught this Wausau incident, he was caught jerking off a horse.
He sucked it off.
Well, I mean, it didn't start that way.
I think he wanted to get fucked. I think that's the big, you know, I mean, that's why he had the hole in the pants. The farmer, it's like a joke, right? It's not a joke though. The farmer comes out and smells weed and goes, "What's going on out there?" "Oh no, not my prize horse. I told you could stay in the barn, but don't have sex with my horse."
Why would you put a hole in your pants? You just unzip
He wanted
it
to.
like you have a hole in your pants. They know who's did it.
I know. It's like and a mask too. I don't know what the mask was, but he was
probably so he could run away. Same thing when he had a hole in his pants.
Was it a horse mask?
Try to pull him up. He knew what he was doing was wrong, that son of a bitch.
Unless the mask was another horse, it doesn't make sense other than just to cover his identity. But you know, he got busted, and then I was like, well, you know, I'm looking to see where he's been since. You know, this was a few years ago. I was like, well, maybe he turned a corner. You know, maybe that sucking a horse off and it's on his record bestiality, but they didn't charge him with it. They just charged him with possession of marijuana. It's like, come on, man. But the others is, you know,
that one is way more egregious.
He just he's put on some weight over the years, and he just picked up a 6 Dewey, and he's going to do, you know, back into jail. But, you know, I'd hope for better. When I originally read that story, I was in Wisconsin doing comedy, and I felt like I didn't have any comedy material. And then I saw that in the paper, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I can get through this first bit of comedy. And so that's why I was looking it up to go, maybe I can rekindle the magic for those Portland shows.
Oh my God. So you're looking up horse fucking stories in the paper to prepare for your comedy.
Well, I was harping on him last week about preparing. So
well, you can't just fucking force
That's what you call a comedy Hail Mary right there. I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe there's a horse fucking article again. And it worked before.
Yeah. Well, I don't see any, you know, I was hoping for a more colorful update from this guy, but just, you know.
Well, I mean, you got a couple days left. I think it's isn't it?
He's in jail. He's not gonna be paying off. So
I mean, I think it's possible that the amount of backstory you'd have to give to the Portland audience on a fucking years old Wausau horse jacking case.
Hey, back in
might
the
have
news,
been a little bit.
did you hear about John Wayne Bobbitt's back in the?
What are you doing your first fucking year of comedy?
Run your hour for us, Andy. Come on. What do you got? What's your top? What's the top?
I won't be running no hour.
What?
I ran a COVID test this morning because I've been coughing, going, well, maybe I'll get lucky and have COVID, but no COVID.
Oh shit! By the way, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Drink your beers.
Mm-hmm.
What's
do your thing.
Get up there in that fountain and shit. I don't know. They do the green fountain in Chicago, right? Don't they?
It's a river, but you know, river
Right.
fountain.
Yeah, get in the river. Fuck yeah, get in that green.
Do not
river.
get in the Chicago River if you're in Chicago, please. It's disgusting.
It's all right.
But happy St. Patrick's Day. That's a thing you enjoy.
I've
They really. I'm sure there's a filter on this, but
Yeah, let's do something.
it's pretty green. Let me get a shot here.
Also, while you're doing that, Chad, can you check your mic? Because I think you're on your wrong microphone.
Let me see. It's plugged in. Let me see.
Ooh, there you go.
Test. Is it working?
Does it sound all right to you guys? It works. It just sounded.
I didn't.
Let me try. Let me unplug it. Plug it back in.
I was there for St. Patty's Day in Chicago. It's about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago with Mr. Junior Stopka.
Mm-hmm.
We were just hanging out and hitting. That's probably the most. Well, I was there also for St. Patty's Day parade one year with my baby when she was. They go all out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But I don't feel like I could tolerate being in a crowded Irish bar right now, or well, it's today, I guess, while this is airing, but I don't see myself going to a bar to commiserate with
I
others.
saw a story about some bars in New York that are accommodating the growing sober crowd and serving non-alcoholic Guinness and some it's just I couldn't believe what I was reading. Who in their fucking right mind would go into a bar on St. Patrick's Day to just hang out? You know, like if you're not drinking, what are you?
It seems like you got to be drunk to tolerate it.
Right.
You know?
What's the enjoyable part of being wall to wall and people
mashed with a bunch of
Yeah. It's like, oh, this
It's like
is
when they try to do Halloween parties at churches, you know, there's no hobgoblins or nothing. There's no none of that shit.
Nobody's heart is in
We're
it.
just all getting together, having treats, but not associated with anything evil.
No pagan association.
If you don't get any treats, that's cool. Nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, what's your Irish celebration without alcohol? Is it, you know?
I think it
15
is odd.
minutes?
When I saw that, Erickson, I thought it was weird that they were having like a non-alcoholic bar. That's, I mean, non-alcoholic beers are good to have as an option for people that aren't drinking with the people that are drinking. I mean, you're not going to spend, a whole night drinking fucking.
How do you get membership to this club? Being unable to contain your drinking. hitting rock bottom is your membership fee.
That's actually a good idea. That should be like that could be like
it's called AA,
of the podcast. We could just find everybody who's drinking O'Doul's and then hear their story.
Yeah, it's like a AA without the steps.
Mm-hmm.
You get together with people. Oh, so why aren't you drinking for St. Patrick's Day?
It's got to be something else. That doesn't make sense. Maybe it's code for a cocaine bar.
You're right. There's probably something else going on.
Or gambling.
There's something else.
At the front.
There, yeah.
Good point.
Damn it.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, regardless.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Drink like you're Irish.
I hope you accidentally stumble into a cocaine bar that you didn't know existed.
Or the bar you're in turns into one all of a sudden. But a safe one.
That's right. No fentanyl.
Just because Cocaine Bear has made it all popular for everybody to have some jokes and want to do some cocaine doesn't mean the quality's gone up.
I read an article today that I don't know if the quality is going up, but the quantities are going up. That in the Americas, cocaine production is going fast and furious right now.
Nice. Well,
yeah,
I support the troops.
Pandemic's over, baby.
If you work in that field, man, I hope you're doing well.
To all our cocaine production listeners.
Yeah. It's on it.
Colombia.
Yeah.
In a rough time.
Bienvenidos, amigos.
Like a little black and white. For some reason, a laptop that's in black and white with like snow and interference, and then issues with Andy playing in the background.
I'd only recognize them when they say
pouring diesel fuel onto their cocaine
over the leaves
in their underwear.
Oh man. Yeah,
You'd think those guys could be on the Patreon. You know what I'm saying?
that's yeah, that would be like a
Actually.
new level, Kingpin level.
I think those guys would be the ones sending some care packages to.
Absolutely. Help us out. Again, no fentanyl.
Maybe we should send a gift, put a t-shirt and some stickers, send it out there. Hope for the best.
And right now, like
General
everything,
delivery, cocaine dealers.
Cocaine muchachos, Colombia.
production has stopped because they're talking about us. They're talking about us.
Yeah, that would be all right, man. I'd go do that. I'd be like their Nicolas Cage. I'd come out and play myself. Play myself doing drugs.
Birthday party.
Hey, congratulations. It's on this St. Patrick's Day to our favorite Irish comedy, Banshees of Inisherin. I don't know. Did they win anything? Did they win it? I don't think
they didn't.
Oh, okay.
They lost to Everything Everywhere All at Once, which lost to the Road Dogg movie.
Yeah.
So, by the way I see it, we know what the best movie is.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like Doug has to
If you
fight
take
that
a picture of the
Asian
whole
woman.
landscape. You're right.
Right.
There. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
So
Now, if
Doug
we could
fights
just
the
watch
Asian
it.
woman for the title.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think didn't you say that was good? That Everything All at Once?
Yeah, I loved it. I
Okay.
thought it was
All right, all right.
fantastic. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
I really want to watch that one, and I want to watch The Whale.
I don't think I want to watch that.
I just want to watch it just because I want to see Brandon Fraser all blubbery.
Yeah.
I think the trailer for that made me cry. I was like, I don't think I want to watch that movie. That trailer made me cry. That doesn't seem good.
Is there a workout montage in that?
Where he gets
I have
skinny.
no idea. I just know he can't get off the couch, so he just
Yeah.
lives on the
Yeah.
couch. And he got to the point. Tracy's a huge Brendan Fraser fan. I had no idea. We were already going out for years when I found this out. I already put the time in. But so I do pay attention to when there's a Brendan Fraser like news. And I've heard him on 2 podcasts since then talking about it. And he could go up a certain, like he could like just start fucking milkshakes and cheeseburgers and Laura Dune cookies, but he decided, but he couldn't change once he got fitted for the fat suit. He had to remain the same, because if he changed any more, either up or down, then all the prosthetics wouldn't fit. So he didn't have to get super fat. He just got to a certain level. So I do want to see the prosthetics are really fucking outstanding in that.
Yeah.
I feel like that must be what I'm preparing for.
Well, yeah, do that
Until they
shit.
put the makeup on and get you measured.
Yeah.
Eat away.
Yeah, eat like you're gonna be in alone and then end up alone. Hey, there, you were right about that woman wandering through.
I told you she'd be back there.
She's got shit going on. She can't,
She's got stuff to do.
She's barely got time to wander in our background.
I know.
Which is
There's a lot happening in
it's
Austin,
a nice
Texas,
cameo. You want to plug the club?
Joe Rogan opens anti-woke.
Oh no, yeah, man. It's anti-woke. I don't know what. Okay, so I know I've figured out what woke is, and then so anti-woke, they're just against woke.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I thought it was a place you could nap. I have misunderstood the whole thing completely.
is there gonna be a safe place
So you won't be
in the?
disturbed during your nap.
I mean, I'm not looking to get up on stage there, but is there a safe place, or is that do woke people need a safe place, or anti-woke people?
There won't be any woke people are not allowed in there.
Not when the face scan, not when the face scan picks up on the fact. Yeah.
In your face. And if you look at all woke, we'll be like, beat it.
Oh man.
Out of here.
I kind of look woke.
Scanner.
The whole thing about that, which was funny to me, is that this whole furor came from a story by Newsmax, which is to the right of OAN, which is to the right of Fox News,
Mhm.
and like all of Twitter is like, everything that Newsmax says is bullshit, nothing but lies. Don't believe Newsmax. And then Newsmax says Joe Rogan's new comedy club is anti-woke, and everyone's like, fucking Rogan.
Yeah. They oh no, I'm thinking of was it Fox News did that special. They did put the Roseanne comedy special out, but then I think they also put out this thing called The Death of Comedy.
Yeah.
And then James Inman's in there,
James,
promo.
this is what comedy's become 20 years ago.
Comedy's new Gutfeld is James. James could be on there as a fucking correspondent lately.
He would be fun.
I thought that was Lipsky. I was like, wow, Lipsky's looking healthy. That ain't Lipsky. Lipsky disappeared from my feed on
I think he's taking a break.
Yeah, okay. Do you think he got ordered to take a break?
No, I don't think so. I think he said he was gonna get off Twitter.
Yeah. God bless him on his break. And
he's probably right about it all. I find myself more and more annoyed with it every day, trying to wonder why I'm even bothering.
With what? With work?
All of social media. Well,
social media.
Yeah.
It is. It's like it's harder to find anything about it that you go, well, I mean, like Twitter, I guess. I don't know if you get like a thing, but I was kind of getting like news info and shit and stuff. And that, I mean, I don't mind wading through some beavers or, some, but it's like, well, that wasn't there before or whatever. And
you're wading through some beavers. You're getting a lot more.
Well, I used to have a lot more porn and then I got rid of it. It was like, all right, this is distracting. And they're speaking of which.
Is that good for you?
Yeah. It's just, now it's just.
Your reduction in porn coincided with kind of a, man, I got a new lease on life. I really got to straighten out here.
Yeah. Well, it's easy to get anyway, so you don't need it on your feed, or it's easy to find.
Okay.
So I'm not going to give you my hiding holes. I don't want to.
No one's asking for them.
It's funny. Some like a Twitter feeds. Oh, there's this one. It's mostly. I was going to call it straight, but it's just girls and chicks. So, I mean, that's straight to me that, it's just, there's no dudes in there.
You had to throw in the chicks, huh? You didn't think I could get it? Girls to girls?
Yeah, there's some pegging, and every once in a while they'll have a boy toy on there, but mainly, but it's when you go, it's like you go to this and then I think every Twitter page will say followed by. And that's like Lou, remember that, the comic Louis Katz?
Yeah.
Yeah. He also, he also hangs out at the clubhouse there. It's like, I don't need to see that, but every time I go to that page, it mentions that he's a member. So I guess he knows I'm there too.
To the page, he sees that you're a member.
Yeah, you guys are working the same algorithm.
Yeah, you guys might as well hang out.
Yeah.
You are, kind of.
See, all I'm getting on Twitter is more and more right-wing fucking.
They do, yeah. I blocked a ton of that too.
And that's what I got to start doing because I can't. And it's pointless. And I'm just like, this isn't any fun. I think the fun, cool parts of social media have now completely moved off of the areas I'm in, and that's natural. But because of that, it's
like drugs.
The parts I'm in aren't very good anymore. And it seems to be more and more obviously pointless.
Yeah.
So it's easier for me to go, you know what? I'll just not do that anymore.
You could just like put your ideal thing together, whatever is the scroll just in memory and put a cat picture, see an argument with somebody, a sunrise.
I swear to God,
advertisement for a comedy show,
a bad comedy flyer.
Yeah, it's like that show, Will Smith's "I Am Legend," where he watched the old news, or whatever. You could just do, a scroll from like 6 years ago. Oh, Randy Quaid's following me.
That was a big day.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it was exciting. And then I saw Randy Quaid has blocked you.
Oh no!
We started off with such promise.
Yeah,
I had the opposite. I had the opposite effect. That Tommy Chong retweeted one of my tweets and then followed me.
Nice.
And then after a while, I was all super happy, and then he's just selling fucking crypto and stuff every 5 seconds. I had to mute. I was like, I had to mute Tommy Chong. That's a sad. What a sad day for me, man.
Yeah.
I've just recently unmuted him. I think he's not selling crypto anymore.
Wait, do you think that Tommy Chong is the one who actually followed you?
Yes.
But and then Tommy Chong is there plucking away at crypto fucking tweets and
You
all
have
this
followed
stuff?
his thing. That's actually Tommy Chong.
It's got to be someone doing it for him. He's not
No.
sitting there. He's
Yeah, but
busy.
it's still his official account.
Oh, it's I don't doubt that. 'cause
Although
he-
that's another thing you can't tell anymore on Twitter, because now you can get a blue check mark by paying for it.
Well, here's the other thing why I had to mute him is because for a long time he just would do like political opinions and stuff. And I
Tommy Chong?
Yeah.
Is he?
It's like, I already got a podcast for unfunny
Jesus
political.
Don't
Christ,
get the shot, man.
Who the fuck do you think is following you for your political opinion, Tommy Chong?
How
Yeah.
high are you, dude?
But
Yeah. Don't get the vax, man. Vax
See,
will
I
kill
don't
you,
think he
man.
would have an underling tweeting out dumb opinion shit all the time.
I have
Well, I
one
mean,
of those.
but I definitely think an underling would be doing the crypto and anything that's monetary.
Yeah, those are probably set up to just
Yeah.
go out on a
Just- yeah.
schedule, right? Yeah. Did you buy any crypto, Chad? I mean, you
Yeah,
buy
dude,
any
I
Chong
don't-
bucks?
I don't have
Something
to.
bucks.
I don't have to learn about crypto. That's the nice thing about being a poor. is
Yeah.
You don't even have to bother with that kind of shit. What is that? You have
Yeah.
you have disposable income. I don't have any of that, so that doesn't pertain to me.
Yeah, your timeshare experience cured all that.
Oh my God. I'm too afraid to get into the crypto world, just not based on the losing money aspect, but based on the I don't understand it. And I
Yeah.
wouldn't know if I bought some or not. I would be like, okay, do I have it now? Is it?
I think
what-
it was
what-
worse. It was NFTs. It was
Oh,
not even
yeah.
crypto. It was Tommy Chong.
That's
NFTs.
an even more confusing thing to me. So I know we even tried to cover
The
that.
only thing I would be
podcast, and
like, go.
didn't know any more about it when we were done talking about it than I did before.
And Chong was the one who went to jail for the bongs, but I would go like, Tommy Chong, what's he have to say about bongs? And what strain of weed is he smoking?
Mm-hmm.
That's mostly what he tweets right now.
I
Just
would-
recently unmuted him, and that's mostly. Now it might be somebody took over for him because it was a train wreck for a while. Because now it's mostly what you would expect to see from a Tommy Chong account.
Yeah. I would also accept Tommy Chong's opinion on vans. If
Yeah.
I was gonna buy a van.
Oh,
I would
probably
think Tommy
music.
Chong would have a good van opinion.
Music as well.
He is a guitarist, yeah. So
Relationship advice.
Yeah, no, there's a lot I would listen to Tommy. I'd listen to Tommy Chong on a lot, but if he started selling me like cryptocurrency, I'd be like, I'm confused, man.
I go to Cheech for my crypto.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Cheech was in it with them. You could go and hang out in their meta space and rent fucking
What?
booths. And,
Yeah, if they did if they did an old school comedy delivery to explaining cryptocurrency, maybe it'd be just as as like explaining, something that'd be real obvious. No, man, the crypto don't go in your wallet, man.
Oh, man, I thought you said crystal, man.
Crystal, I was about to say, give me some, man. Oh, wait, is that Larry? Is Larry wandered in the Cheech and Chong's place?
If Tommy Chong or Cheech, I mean, let's face it, either one of them was able to successfully explain either crypto or NFT, I would buy it. But I don't think that either of them grasp it. I think they're doing this for the money.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
they
sure
just signed
Cheech
on with
could
a
do it.
company that promote. Yes, for sure.
Cheech is. I bet you Cheech could explain it to us.
Well, I don't
Maybe.
think Ice-T
Let's
cares
be honest.
about chipped windows. Oh man, well, Ice-T just all of a sudden at this stage in his life got concerned with people getting chipped windows.
I didn't know that. Is he doing like a?
Yeah, there's
Oh, yeah.
there's
Auto
an
glass
early morning
commercial?
auto thing. There's like there's like several celebrities on it. Ernie Hudson.
Who are they trying to get?
Car Shield.
Is it Car Shield? Yeah, Ernie
Car
Hudson
Shield.
is another one.
And Ice-T?
Man, them fucking Ghostbusters. Why does he not feel like one of the regular Ghostbusters? He's in Ghostbusters 1.
Yeah, he had. I mean, let's.
Got less toys.
You think he feels that he didn't get top billing or something because
Yeah, he feels like he was
he
an
was there
outsider
with
to
them the
the
whole
tree.
way.
I know. He got hired halfway through the first movie. So it's racism. Now the new woke Ghostbusters got to have 3 women.
How is it
Was
racist?
that was woke?
If they hired him, Andy.
That was some woke shit. And they
Yeah.
took Ghostbusters and put 3 women in there.
I believe they even put 4 women in it.
Oh fuck, man! Yeah, that's
Not
woke.
all the
woke.
women. Yeah,
Oh.
it's 4.
That's I don't know. It's like woke when you recognize woke and like I recognize that as woke, but I'm not in support of it. I wasn't against it, but I'm definitely didn't watch it yet. It's on my things to
Right.
do.
It's in your queue.
It's in my bucket list. I got
I watched the new one, and
I think that one's better.
I thought it was not very good, but
I cried when I saw it, but I also just found out I had cancer. So I think I gave it a good review, and I was like, holy shit, man! When Harold Ramis showed up from the dead,
Yeah.
and I leaned into my daughter and I go, "See, that's what I was talking about for your wedding." Like I could just put my head in there. For Erickson to show up and then put a mask. The cheap route would be a latex mask
Or paper.
yeah, it's just real cheap.
There's latex allergies. You want to be.
Yeah, but for a wedding, you don't want to put a paper mask of your dead father. Anyway, it wasn't dead, so the whole gag is gonna be ruined.
Maybe by your next wedding.
Yeah, I only got the one kid, so but that was it. Though, like when when I found out I had cancer, I was like, man, I'm not going to be able to do that one thing, and I didn't have a second thing, so
that was it.
Waiting for a hot air balloon to show up or something. Yeah, man, I need a low level Bert Kreischer type show where I do my bucket list.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, just
What's
go
your
around
bucket
do
list?
my bucket list, and then I don't really have a bucket list, but I could come up with one for TV. I could spend their budget.
Like how many? Like, could you come up with 5 or 10? Like,
I come up with 5. Yeah, easy 10. Yeah, just like but I don't know if that'd be fun for anyone else.
I was gonna say, does one of them involve handing out tuna fish sandwich to homeless people?
No, man. That was when I thought I was still living. Now that I turned the corner or whatever. I mean, right now I'm interim with it or whatever, but no, I'd still, but handing out sandwiches to the homeless is just something you do when you feel like there's a big need for it. Not.
And you've got too much tuna fish. What would be on your bucket list, Andy? Do you have any?
I don't know. Heckling
We're
a
gonna
church
pitch
would
this.
be.
We're going to do an elevator pitch on this TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't going to put him on the spot. I was hoping he would do something, put some thought behind.
I don't know. Well, shit, man. I'm all stuck.
Maybe our Patreon listeners could suggest some.
Yeah,
things.
Hogs,
We could use the Patreon
Hogs,
money.
Mud. I used to watch a lot of them motorcycle movies.
Hogs and mud. What are you talking about?
Sounds like we might have a Wausau situation going on.
No, like
There a hole,
like motorcycles,
a hole in it somewhere.
and them dirt.
We fucking are hunting. What's going on over here?
There ain't no
How come
difference.
we can't
Well,
do
I'll
To be a prison
to your
guard.
question,
Okay,
sir,
here's
is
one.
yes.
I'd like to be a prison guard at a women's prison. Work one shift.
See, I knew you could come up with a great one on the spot. That's the pilot. And then every episode after that, you're still at the prison. Turns out that's all your bucket list.
Lost the paperwork.
Just
You're
keep
stuck
doing
there.
that. Just keep doing that over and over.
I'm escaping with one of the with an inmate. No, that'd be a whole arc.
That
And
could be
doing-
the season, right?
Doing, smuggling in crystal meth or whatever.
Yeah, build up the trust of some.
I'd
you
ride
know,
with take lessons to ride a Harley and ride with a Hell's Angels gang for an afternoon or shit.
Why don't
like
you just
that.
ride bitch? Why
Yeah.
learn?
No, I don't want to touch those fucking guys. The key would be to show up as a fucking, whatever they would consider beneath them attire, maybe dress like an American Indian or whatever, and then just show up on my thing, and like the situations would, the key staff would be big troubleshooters who could shut down dangerous situations when they turn squirrely. You do
for a second
that.
there, I thought you were telling me your American Indian name, Big Troubleshooter.
More, I thought it was a bit squirrely.
Yeah. A Bit Squirrely would be a good Indian name, and that would, that would describe me, because I don't, I'd be the type of Indian that would be brave, but I wouldn't be the one who took the first round of bullets. Be behind that Indian.
So
Bit Squirrely, a Bit Squirrely, yeah. A Bit Squirrely gets the what do they call those when they cut their hair off? Scalp, yeah.
Hey, you
Bit
guys
Squirrely,
don't fall for it again when a Bit Squirrely yells the war cry and then runs to the back and hides again.
Yeah.
And then pushes you in front of him.
We all took off like assholes, and we weren't even supposed to.
Yeah, runs in front is missing. Chief first responder has gone missing as well. I think it's always the way to go.
It's almost impossible to get the name runs in front. By the time you've done it,
it's like
it's always available though.
They always show that
runs in front is always, there's always one in every family.
Yeah, it was like guys in special team or in the kicking team in football would just run down the field, and they were really fast and just run by the shit. And that's what, you did not want to be one of the faster guys in the Civil War. They did not pay, they didn't have like foot races to see who was the fastest of the troops or whatever, because they didn't, you get there first, you're going to get shot. Show up like the next day. Yeah, you might get it, through there.
That's not really how it works, though.
I know. I wouldn't. That's why I would.
I'm sure that's how some of it worked when especially in winter time and stuff. They just dug in and waited. But
I would have said, "Fuck this." As anytime I was asked to, I would just say, "Fuck this."
I would think of being in like a battalion or whatever in the Civil War and having some people up front shooting and getting shot at. It would be like, how like emperor penguins stay warm in Antarctica?
Yeah. They
like some of them are on the outside, but they're always fighting to get back into the middle, and then the ones in the middle get pushed back to the outside eventually. Like that's how that would be the battalion I would be in for sure, because I would be fucking.
Now, Erickson, I've always wondered about that. Are those emperor penguins like evolved enough that they're like, I've been warm enough, I'm gonna work my way out? Or do they just get tired of fucking holding back the throngs of other penguins that they end up getting pushed to the side?
Yeah, I don't have any idea.
The ones on the outside are smokers. They've left.
Yeah, they don't have as long a lifespan anyway. So,
we want to think that they're like I've been here long enough, I'll move out. But it probably is. They just become fatigued. And then they get
co-ed?
You don't think they're like, hey, buddy, your turn's over. Your turn's over. They're like, pass it on. It's cold once you all right.
Yeah. Fucking Steve's been in the middle this whole time. He hasn't been out there once.
Are they all co-ed, or is it just dudes?
I do not believe so. I think it's just the men.
So
I think the women are off doing the hunting or something. I watched the movie, but it was a while.
So penguins, how long have penguins been woke? Well, I think
it's always dark down there, so that's ironic that they're as woke as they are.
The men stay home, but they support the women working and encourage them to get paid.
They take care of the eggs.
Paid at least as much as they would if they were out there. Well, man, that's cool. We should have penguins around more often.
Oh, they stink, dude.
Yeah. No, I mean, have you ever been down in the penguin tunnel at wherever they are? They stink. They're the monkeys of the ocean.
Oh, yep. I think David Attenborough said that in the.
Erickson. Andy was quoting. Was that what it was?
Yeah, that was an Attenborough quote from This Blue Planet.
You notice that, like, usually when you see penguins, it's on an escalator or a moving walkway, because they don't, there's no, that's good enough.
It at the exhibit, because they don't want you standing around.
If they could kill the stench of them, maybe you could hang, like you could have kids parties or whatever. But it's like, thick glass, and they still, make a shit.
Well, they do mainly eat fish, really oily fish, Andy.
Yeah, I know. I think they're, shit, I don't know. They probably don't get cancer.
Yeah, a lot of omega-3s.
Yeah, so they're healthy fuckers. So
For some reason, that the Hilton Hawaiian Village on Oahu in Waikiki, they had like 3 or 4 penguins. And here you are at the beautiful Waikiki beach, and then you're walking from the, through the lobby and stuff, and then out on the outskirts before you get to the pool, there's a fucking stinky like enclosure made to look like, snow and stuff, but of fucking penguins. And I can't remember why they had fucking penguins there. And that's why I know they stunk, because it's like, you're in paradise, and they put just this big stink bomb.
That's not enough. Yeah, like, why would you try to think that that's an upgrade? Like, we have, that's everything.
Also, aside from being cruel, that's not fair to the penguin stink wise. Maybe penguins only stink in the heat. Maybe that's, if they're down in Antarctica, maybe it's not.
Oh no, Andy's right, man. They keep you moving in the exhibits. I've been in exhibits where they're all around you, but you got to move through there. They make it cold too, so for them, but it stinks. It really stinks.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to just like have them in your yard, like, dude. Take your penguin for a walk. Whatever they don't.
Well, I don't smell that great either, so I'm not going to cast any dispersions.
Well,
any penguins want to come hang out in Austin, you guys can come on down.
I'll do it. I'll come down. How about next week? I'll come down.
Right on, dude. Bring some.
So here, check this out. I just put in here looking for anything about penguins in Hawaii, and they actually thrive in the Hawaiian climate because they're warm. The African black-footed penguins are warm weather penguins.
Really?
On average, they consume about there's a handful of them. They're about 6 or 7. They consume about 100 pounds of fish every week, and guests can watch as they eat, swim, sunbathe. This is still in Hawaii. At the where is it? At the Hilton. It's at the Hilton Hawaiian Village.
It is. See, wasn't as bad as you said, according to their press.
Wait, no. It actually, that was decades ago when I was actually living there. So they housed them. That's the ones I saw, but then they shipped them back to Maryland. Which, that's not where they come from either, right?
Wait, they gentrified the penguins back to
fucking Maryland.
They sent them back home.
Send us back.
You penguins, you should go back to where you came from. You don't belong here, penguin.
We looked at getting a duck at one point, a couple of ducks. We have an acre, so I was like, all right, I'll get some ducks. And as soon as I researched it, I was like, oh, nope, ducks are fucking disgusting. They shit all over. Can you imagine the shits that are all over from penguins eating 100 pounds of fish?
I don't know what the turkeys eat, but they manage to shat up my driveway extensively every day. I don't feed them.
Look at those cute little guys.
They're not pets.
Yeah, I'd trade. It'd be cooler for a while to have penguins and turkeys.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
People have pet turkeys. I've seen some
Really?
YouTube clips. Yeah.
I pet turkey as a kid.
Would you name it?
For how long? A month or 2, and then you had a big dinner.
Well, I think.
Wait, what happened? What happened to gobblers? There's gobblers.
I think that was the plan. Well, wait, that is what I had geese when I was a kid, and that really did happen. I fucking was over at my grandparents' house eating a sandwich, and my uncle's like, "That sandwich pretty good." Like, yeah,
He didn't have
Could
to
use
do
a little
that.
more meat, Grandpa.
that's your fucking goose. It was honkers and snowy.
Honkers.
I wanted to get a
man.
goose when they had them around Thanksgiving. I was looking for a goose over here at the local Safeway because they'll have like a goose and ducks and stuff like that, but there'll be like one or two in the freezer. And it was $85 for a goose. I don't know what the market is, but that just seemed that was too much for me.
It's because Ebenezer Scrooge has
Yeah.
cornered the market on them. So
You ever gotten into it with a goose?
they're assholes.
I'm sure Chad has, but yeah, geese.
They'll chase you, yeah.
I'm not
Mine would
talking about the
escape all
Globetrotter.
time. We'd have to run around the whole fucking
Mhm.
like a mile radius trying to find these fucking escaped geese. That's why my mom just had my grandpa murder them.
Yeah, I could see where you could get into a fight with one for sure. And I've kicked at them. I've had
Andy, what do you mean? What do you mean you could see getting into a fight? Like you
I've had
far enough.
I've kicked and battled one before like that. Like
they're terrible, man.
When they come after you, we're all that little girl there running, and because it's like it's just something you don't expect to be pecked at, and
Yeah.
But it's
And
like,
their necks are long and they can get at you in ways you're not
Mhm.
really quite like a snake-like ability to
but
get
it's also
you.
an animal where they're fucking with you and you go like, I'm drawing a line, but I won't do it with a raccoon, but with a goose, I'm like, let's go.
So a raccoon can really push you around, but a goose, you've only got so much.
Well, raccoon's got teeth.
Yeah. And
Goose is just, once they hit you a couple of times, you realize, okay, that hurts, but that's all it's like getting punched by a weaker dude. You're like, all right, motherfucker. But I've kicked one square up in the breast meat, up into the
You
tender
kicked
breast.
the goose in the chest.
Yeah,
That's actually that is what it says here online of how you defend
scooch
yourself
him back. Yeah,
against a goose
Tenderize the
attack.
meat.
Check this out.
Nice.
This
Give
is
'em a
what they
fucking
say to
hunt.
do.
Hey, there's nothing in the rule book that says you can't punt a goose on fourth
And
down.
you stand your
kicked it
ground.
45 yards.
Stand your ground, and as soon as he gets close enough, when that neck starts to come out, like Erickson was saying, just give him one right there in the old bread basket.
You should just carry a fire. I don't run into geese anymore, but you should just carry a firearm. Go, man. I'm not fucking doing this today. Boom.
Not today, Goose.
Not today, Goosey. But it was
Bunkers.
it was that goose was there to protect the weed farm that I'd visit, back in the black market days. But that was kind of their, they were good to
protected the farm.
Well, they were just
Yeah,
good,
they're loud.
so somebody knew they sell weed and they're not around or whatever. They
They'll
might
honk
be
at
shifty.
you.
Oh, so like a guard dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goose.
Yeah, you don't want to go cross property lines if a fucking goose is like, I don't think you should be here, man. Like you
Don't
gotta
make me
go
stick my neck
out.
out for you, bro.
That's how much they fight. Like you don't want to fuck with us, but if you do, you'll probably beat our asses. But we're gonna make a lot of noise, and you're gonna be fucking stressed out by it. They as a group too. They they'll there was like 4 of them, and there would be like 2 or 3 of them who would actively be fucking trying to get at your heels or whatever.
Yeah, they coordinate.
You go fuck with you try to do that shit with me, and it brings back my karate experience. So that's why that one got kicked in the chest, and then I they stood my ground like Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, I think that's the crane. So that's actually appropriate.
I didn't crane him, but you don't have to crane a goose.
Don't let it get to that point.
Yeah, you don't want to crane a goose. Duck.
Look at this guy. Look at this poor golfer. I had to like really stop and look what's going on here.
Hey, what is going on?
Is that a goose?
Let me see. Right there's the guy's face
head,
right here.
yeah,
So
he's
he's like
flipped
toppled over, and the goose is like just like landed on his
I think
legs.
the
like,
goose took
going
him
towards him.
down.
Looks like the goose
Feathers
is
are flying.
shitting all over him at the same time.
There looks
too.
like there's something going on there too.
I was hoping that was feathers, but like fluff.
Doesn't look
but
like feathers.
yeah.
I was at I went to a
There's
track
right for
meet.
golfing.
I went to a track meet just Sunday or whatever. It was a friend's daughter was throwing at the track meet, so I went and watched it. But there, at some point, like there's a bunch of Canadian geese that hang out over there,
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like all of them took off and just swarmed over the top of us like a Hitchcock situation. And I was looking up. This tells you how, you can tell how smart you are in a group. Most people put their hoods on and kind of covered their faces. And I looked up without, and it's like when I saw people with their hoods on, I realized, oh yeah, there's 1,000 geese over my head. And if just one of them takes a shit, it's going to be
my mouth was open.
Yeah, my mouth. Oh, yeah, I guess they're migrating in.
Oh, God damn it.
And I thought I wanted my old dog was in the car, and I considered it later because I could drive right down where the dog could get out, and she used to do that, just an amateur. But she'd run off geese when they were in I'd go get them or fuck them or whatever, and she would run and shoo them. And I wanted to do it, but then I was like, I gotta have to. If I do that, I don't want to be the one who ruins the track meet by getting all these geese all stirred up, and they'll run in, and something bad will happen. So I had to call it good.
Local track meet postponed.
Yeah. That they just were hanging right out at the edge of all that shit. Like there was right by the hammer throw. I guess they were like the geese would check them out and go, oh, this isn't even Division 1 here.
Yeah.
It was just outside of the range. Well outside of their range. But if some Lance Deal stepped up and threw that hammer, he would have killed a bunch of fucking geese.
And they were probably confused by what was flying through the air, probably trying to get a better look,
Fucking Canadians, man.
I'm confused by it.
Yeah. Yeah, so don't fuck with the geese, man. They're there'd be is there fights of it, like
Goose
geese
fights?
fighting geese or it wouldn't be very sporting. I think like an average sized dude could beat a goose up. And you wouldn't want to add it to the Special Olympics, but that's ideally what you would have is geese and special needs. Okay,
I
so
don't know. I
Versus
think
retard. I'd watch that.
Yeah. You can't use
it
that
looks
term.
like an alien. Look at its mouth.
Oh my God, that's a fucking dinosaur. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That is a dinosaur.
Yeah, I'd like to see the man baby versus goose. Or we have a guest staying here, and he's not here I think he's gone, but so it was a bait and switch. Like, it's this lady who's coming here for this thing. Oh, she can't make it, but by the way, my kid's in town, and we'll just switch it up. And anyway, no big deal.
What's wrong with that? Was the kid underage or something?
He's retarded, I think.
Oh,
there's something going on. If I saw that, I don't know. At least I didn't have that information before booking this thing. It was a bait and switch. And I don't think she intended to come to town, but this guy's, and the reason he seems all right. I didn't know he was retarded, but he, first time I talked to him, he didn't say anything. I was like, and it just seemed awkward, like, shy or whatever. But then he's walking, he had a friend bring him home, and I was out hitting the ball for the dog, so wiffle ball, and he goes by, and then he runs back and picks up the ball, and he looks like he's going to throw it for the dog who's distracted. And then I go, and then he goes fetch, and throws it and hits me in the face with it. And then he goes sorry and takes off like an embarrassed kid at a dance recital. Just takes off running. I think our guest might be a little and he said, he fetch.
Yeah, that bait and switch was planned from the beginning. I think you're right on that, Andy.
And I knew I knew exactly what he meant, because he was going to throw the ball for the dog, but the wires got crossed up, and he threw it in my face and said fetch, and then he was embarrassed by that and took off. But hey, man, as long as you don't leave a mess.
Yeah, hell yeah. Did you pick up the ball?
Yeah, I continued on.
You fetched. It worked.
He's training you.
Oh man, yeah, he's a Jedi master.
These are not the tards you're looking for.
So, and I know I had a
I
chance to
apologize.
discriminate because he wanted to, or his mom asked if he could extend his days for another week.
He's trying to get rid of them.
I didn't want to. I just like rather, he told me to fetch, man. I don't want to be his bitch.
Wait, he's there for a week, and then
He's
they
there
want
for a
to
week,
extend
and
it?
then he extended for another week, and then I
You're sick
I
of
checked
dealing
him
with
out. I did due diligence, and it's like, okay, this guy's just a weird fuck. So that's okay, yeah. I looked in his room. Okay.
Whoa!
Oh.
From a window, maybe I went in, but here's the thing: we have permission to
We don't know.
I have permission to go in there to deliver a food basket and pick up laundry from.
Yeah, you have to be in there.
So, but I was like, okay, this, I mean, I don't care, I don't care if you have you're a genius IQ or a fucking moron. If you leave the place clean, that's how I judge you. And the place wasn't that bad. So, but I did not let him extend a week. I compromised, and he's out of there after a few more. But I let him have a few more days. But it's there's obviously something. He's got a big garbage bag full of cans.
Like
He's
soda
picking
pop?
up cans, or
Oh.
he just has a big giant bag that he recycles his shit in, and he doesn't get around to taking it in that often.
Wait, did he bring the big bag of cans in as luggage?
Yeah, it's sitting in the middle of the room, but it's in a good. I would be normally that sort of thing would get me all fucking riled up because, like, man, but it's a thick plastic. So it's like kind of, if you had if Jeffrey Dahmer had a person's head in it and it was sitting on the floor, it wouldn't leak on the floor, kind of plastic. So I was like, all right.
Well, you're using a lot of words that are kind of like red flags here.
Well, no, he's
Bringing garbage in, and it's enough to hold blood back from a
Oh
from a
man, yeah.
severed
Well,
head.
I don't know. I can't even say I've been watching Dateline lately. But well, I mean, there's like plastic bag, like garbage bags, and if you had a bunch of cans sitting on a carpet in that would leak through and shit.
Yeah, that's
This
not
is
good.
that thicker shit,
Yeah.
like what I got rid of asbestos in, supposedly at supposedly at the landfill. I wonder
Hi, I'm Jeff Dahmer for Hefty.
Jeffrey Dahmer, man, he, he's dead now or whatever. And I watched that Jared. There's like a 3-part Jared thing out now.
Oh, really?
What it's on
From Subway?
It's like, yeah, it's just, I mean, it tells you, it fills in the shit about Jared you didn't know. It's nothing, it's just not as interesting. I decided, like, Jeffrey Dahmer ate people, and it's a shame those people aren't around anymore or whatever, but it's more interesting than Jared being, getting child porn and shit.
So as an entertainment level,
as far as it goes, and I guess I specifically don't like pedophiles, so it's kind of hard to watch their shtick anyway. But Jared, I'm not sure if it was like it was maybe the show or whatever, but I mean, it seems like, it just wasn't a whole lot to it.
Yeah,
I mean, he was getting pictures. He got a buddy who worked for him, and he they just had a lot of porn, and then like hidden cameras on a few kids, and but it's just like he just got, like, most of Jared's shit is he got baited by this one woman who he got like he said some shit to, and then she was like his girlfriend sort of, and he would talk about wanting to fuck their kids or her kids.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So it's kind of
that's how he got caught.
It's kind of like a really long Dateline, to catch a predator, where she's like, she's not going to let him come over and fuck the kids. So she had to keep going, well, this can't happen now or whatever. But that was his intent. It was like,
started recording him.
Yeah. And I don't think and I also think he traveled and pooned some kids was his MO.
Yeah. Didn't he talk about going to fucking Thailand all the time and shit like that? And that was Fun
You
thing.
know, it's just a creepy. I mean, if anybody, and I think he was ultimately canceled, you know, but it's like this whole dude is like he's only a celebrity because he lost a lot of weight. And, you know, he said he did it through the Subway diet or whatever, and that could be or whatever, but it's like he became like, you know, he's, I don't know, on the level or whatever, but, you know, he's hanging out with fucking celebrities and people think of him as a celebrity, and he's traveling around and performing in celebrity like capacities, you
Yeah,
know.
well, he's a celebrity spokesperson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here's a picture of him when he was big Jared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a pedophile right there for sure.
But he
Yeah.
seriously lost. I mean, he lost some weight.
He's probably jerking off to kid porn right then and stuff, but he was like, damn it, you know, I got to set a goal for myself. And up that goal chart, he put a picture of a kid in his underpants. He said,
No kid
every
would
day,
fuck a slob like
yeah,
me.
every day I'm going to lose weight until I'm 168 pounds and I can poon that little child. Yeah, he looks like Elvis. He kind of looked like
that was his motivation. It worked.
I don't know
Yeah.
how long after Elvis died did they find him on the toilet, because that could have been about, you know, if he bloated a little bit, he could have looked just like Subway sandwich Jared back in the day. But his whole thing too was like, okay, this guy lost a lot of weight, and then he's our Subway sandwich spokesman, and then it's like they never really fucking paid any attention to any of the rest of it. It's like, I don't know. The guys going around to schools and shit and fucking drooling on kids. But I think he kind of got, I think he was like a creepy fuck who got baited into his, you know, what were his crimes, because I don't think he had, I mean, you know, how you can drool on kids and tell them to eat, make good choices with their food while you pose for a picture and cover your boner or whatever he was doing. But I think that, you know, he had to have somebody partner up and make that fantasy come true in his mind.
Yeah, he pushed it.
I mean, you know, I think that's what it was.
He was at a maintenance level, and then he got some dough and got thin, and then he escalated.
Yeah, and yeah, and his wife left him. Poor guy.
Oh yeah, boo-hoo.
Yeah, and he'll be getting out of prison in a couple years. I think he's not too far, you know. But it's like I was prepared to just be like, I was prepared to be sick. What's that? Yeah, Quiznos.
Start lower on the sandwich.
Yeah, Jimmy John's. He could do a Jimmy John's ad where fucking what's his name beats the shit out of him. Oh shit, you know the Jimmy John's guy is Raymond's brother from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh yeah, what's his name? Brad Garrett.
Brad Garrett is.
But look at, you know, you can say what you want about Jared, but look how many all-star athletes it took to replace Jared and rebrand after he was their guy. It's talk about the GOAT, man. You know,
I mean, they really just wanted to bury that image.
Of, I just thought of already the commercial, guys. The Jimmy John's is right next to like a school, so Jared can't go. So that's just, and then Jimmy John's is like, "Don't worry, Jared, we deliver, so you don't even have to go to your house." So it's
yeah. He could also like go like for any food chain where he's like big fat Jared again and going, I've changed a few habits. You won't find me fucking children anymore, and you won't find me eating them filthy sandwiches with that shit bread.
With fake tuna.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Jared
could
for Cinnabon.
He could do comedy. He could come out as like woke, anti-woke. I don't think he would want to
do stand up.
You would, yeah. He could open for Cosby and lock him up, and hide him tour.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Stormy Daniels did comedy for a bit, and
sure, why not?
She was funny. I mean, I bet she had a few jokes anyway. Jared's jokes would just be like, could you imagine Jared doing pro pedophile kind of stuff? It's like, hey man, I still like kids, but hey, take it easy.
Kids say the darndest things.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Jared hosts Kids Say the Darndest Things. Now kids say the sexiest shit.
Kids say the sexiest things.
Yeah, he just said really fucking like childlike shit, like you know, oh, 9-year-olds, that's hot. What? uh, uh, he's just I think
He was
he's just
pretty actively trying to hook up with kids.
oh yeah, no,
right?
he
I mean,
and in
he's
fact he did hook up with underage I don't want to use the term
I don't even think hook
sex
up was the
victims.
right word.
Well,
I
sex
regret
victims,
saying-
because you call them prostitutes. It's like, but they're underage and they're not
Yeah.
even supposed to be working out on in the thing. So calling them prostitutes, they're, you know, victims
Like
of sex
runaways.
abuse. They just happen to get paid or whatever. So he would do that, and that was a lot of his emails were like, you know, hey, do you know any youngers? I really get turned on by the younger. So he probably did, you know, bang some chicks in the U.S. and that's maybe I don't think they mentioned that specifically, but he went down for some other charges that they didn't really get into.
So did you watch the entire documentary?
Oh yeah, no, I
Okay.
watched it. I went and got a Subway sandwich. Yeah, he you know, it's crazy how big that was though. It's like, you know, I mean, has there ever been a spokesman for a company get that famous just on that alone that, you know, wasn't I can't think of anyone. I mean, I know like the T-Mobile or whatever, they'll have somebody who's on there for like a year, a couple years, or Flo.
Well, Flo, yeah.
Oh,
Jared
Colonel
got,
Sanders.
you know, who?
Colonel Sanders, he owned a plantation.
Yeah, but he didn't show up at kids and have, you know, you know, there was never anything.
I think owning slaves is pretty much on par with pedophilia.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what he do with the slaves, but he'd see where one could be an unreported crime there. You know?
Yeah, it looks like Jared Fogle was the advertising campaign spokesman for Subway from 2000 to 2015. So it's a pretty good run.
And like it was just like, you know, you talk about getting an internship. His whole thing was when he was in college. So that was probably fucking Jared freshman year or whatever, sophomore. And then you know, however he lost the weight. I would read a book if Jared wrote an honest account of, you know, some of that shit, because I doubt that the sandwiches did the whole fucking thing. He did a lot.
No, that was part of a sensible routine.
Yeah.
That's all he ate.
Yeah,
Every day
maybe his goal was
a 6-inch.
He threw away the bread, I'm sure. And
yeah, he had a 6-inch sub and a bowl of soup or some shit like that.
I mean, look, prison. He should be a spokesman for prison food. That's him in prison right there.
Is that him in prison?
That's him in prison.
Wow.
I apologize for saying this, but he looks like he's cosplaying as Doug Stanhope a little bit right there. Just kind of like standing there, kind of disaffected and annoyed, and like, you know,
maybe he could play. Maybe Jared could play Doug Stanhope playing the character in Road Dogg.
Well, they won't be able to afford Doug for the.
Well, yeah, Jared does look like, you know, he's found some like fucking vegan eating or something, or you know,
or just not eating.
But he's an addict, so maybe whatever he's got going there, you know, maybe he's back to being healthy, walking the yard and shit. You know, I'm guessing you don't want to slow down when you fuck children, and everybody in prison knows it.
Yeah, you want to keep your cardio up.
Yeah. He's probably like, oh, shit, how many steps you got? Not nearly enough.
Yeah. Pretty brisk little yard walk.
Yeah, he did get thumped in somebody only. I would think if he was in the general pop, he'd probably get beat up a lot. But there's only like one report of him getting put in the infirmary or beat up or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's popular-ish.
Oh, Jesus. What a piece of shit.
Man, yeah. You know.
What did he get, like 15 years?
Yeah. Something like that.
18 or something like that.
He didn't, you know, but like I said, I wanted to be like, you know, lock that dude away or whatever. It was like, I didn't really, you know, I mean, I get that what he was doing was illegal and shit, or whatever, but I didn't get, you know, I mean, I didn't get him like being like, you know,
15 years and 8 months.
Yeah. I don't.
And
I didn't. It
in
didn't
order
feel
to
like they
pay-
had a big enough case to get him for what they got him for.
Yeah. Ordered to pay 1.4 million in restitution to
Yeah.
14 victims. Doesn't seem like a lot once the lawyers get their cut.
Wait, 14 victims?
Yeah.
And he only got 15 years?
Yeah.
The
But they
14
probably just got him on the easy charge that they knew they were
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
convict,
he
so they
didn't-
didn't keep going. I mean, 15 years
There's
is a long
14
time.
victims. What were the victims?
Well, it's
Some of them were his
It's,
partner in crime, or his buddy set up hidden cameras on his stepchildren. And I think Jared had a feed of those. So I think some of those crimes may not have been like, that he actually fucked them, but he was spying on at least, I think there was maybe 4 children that they had cameras set up on.
Jesus
Some weird shit.
So when did he go to prison? 2015?
2015 is when he was, yeah.
He'll probably be out in a couple more years then.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna do the let's see, would it be anti-woke unbookables with James Inman, Travis Lipsky, Jared from Subway, and John Hinckley providing music.
So hey, so here's
That would be less
here's what-
depressing than listening to Mishka.
Oh yeah.
Here's his food regime that he went from 2,000 calories. He went from 10,000 calories a day to 2,000, and his Subway routine was every day a 6-inch turkey sub and a bag of those horrible baked potato chips, a Diet Coke, and then for dinner he had a foot-long veggie sub and a Diet Coke. And with the 15 years he worked at Subway as a spokesman, he amassed a fortune of $15 million.
Wow.
Which I mean, that seems low. It seemed like he had
but
more than
no,
that.
you know what
That
seems
was a-
low is that settlement of
What do you mean?
1.4 million for a guy that's got dough to have 14 victims in your rear view mirror, man.
Mhm.
Only pay 1.4 million. That seems fucking
Yeah.
wrong.
His wife got the fuck out of there quick. He had 2 kids, or he's got 2 kids, so he's probably
Really?
not going to get to see them. But
That
he'll
was
be
at a
back
bar
out. It'd be
past
funny
their
if some company picked him up, and he did something again back on, like, oh, this is in such poor taste, like a Super Bowl commercial for something. Like, oh man.
Doritos.
I think he's probably going to keep a low profile when he comes out.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, I suppose.
It's really,
And he thinks he's going to be looking for a new spokesman gig.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I looked at your resume here, but I just don't think you're
Yeah, there's about a
Captain
well-
Skipper's material.
there's about a 12-year gap here. Could you explain the what was going on here? I mean, look, at Long John Silver's, we'll take just about anybody who will take the gig. So
In fact, we've
Probably-
never said
Yeah.
no to any employee who's actually put an X on the mark.
you're probably still going to get it. We
Yeah.
just want some sort of explanation for where you
I just
been.
got to put something in the blank. What did you do for 15 years? There's
The
no work
pirate suit
history.
already fits you great. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not going to do another interview, dude.
God damn it.
Yeah, well, he'll probably pop out though, and then go, have some fucking, you want to hear my side of it thing,
Yeah.
and get some, it's like it's pretty hard for somebody to remember. People would fuck off back in the day, and now nobody. It's like like O.J. Simpson should have just fucked off.
Right.
Like, you murdered your wife, you went to whatever, you got away with it, and he should just fuck off. And then it's like, no, now he was did you see him on Twitter after the
Yeah.
murder? He's like narrating on other, but not saying, the reason I'm narrating on this is because I murdered people, so I might have an insight into it. He didn't say that.
Oh shit.
But yeah, maybe a reality show. Jared comes back into society.
I don't know, man. I think he just gets a janitor job somewhere where they don't even know what Subway is. Or who
Hopefully.
Jared
He
is.
opens a rival sandwich shop.
I mean, he has to report wherever he lives that
I think,
he's a
where was
sexual
it?
offender.
I forget where he lived, but he was set. I think what they kind of set up a sting on him that didn't work. I think they had him, like he was going to show up at a party and he was hoping to, like, I guess just like fucking creep out some kid in the bathroom or some shit like that. But him
They hired
traveling.
him to creep out a kid in the bathroom.
Well, I mean, I
Birthday
think he
parties
wanted to
have
go,
changed.
suck one off or whatever he wanted to do or whatever. But she was, he needed to travel to Florida to make that happen. And at the last minute, he got, had some spokesman related duties and couldn't make it. Otherwise, I think he would have gone down for,
That was part of the charge, is that he traveled across state lines.
Yeah.
To hook up with some chick.
Well, sometimes that's, kids in your home state aren't cool. But yeah, what a fucking, but he'll, he can, he'll come back. And it's like I was saying with Dahmer, Dahmer can't come back and make money off of his stories and shit. But it almost seems like a guy like Jared could eventually find a way to make money off of his being a gross fucking.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
America loves a comeback, but
Mm-hmm.
who's rooting for this guy?
You know who? If you look at it, he also. Do you see the movie Con Air? He's that the way Jared looks. Yeah, Jared looks now. He's like Stephen Buscemi and Con Air looking dude. You could just now that guy got in the pool, your kid's in there. You'd have your kids out before he could say Marco. Like, no, get out, kids. All right, this guy's a creepy fuck. No, it's a sandwich guy wearing the corporate outfit. That'd be a shameful thing to be a kid who got molested because of like your folk, like Michael Jackson, his level of fame. You get boned, you're like, well, it was the king of pop. But if your kid got boned because you were excited to meet the sandwich guy, that's a letdown. Yeah, look at that handsome Steve Buscemi. See, that was on the left was the pedophile one, but
yeah, I can see it.
Mm-hmm. He looks like he's eager to get back into society.
Who, Steve Buscemi?
No, Buscemi's with us. He hasn't left. He's a good egg. He'd be that'd be a celebrity I'd be disappointed to hear some horrible shit about. I don't think there is any.
He seems like a pretty good guy. I hope that always remains to be the case, because that would really,
I don't know, man. You don't want
roles in films.
Clint Eastwood could have ducked out like 15, 20 years ago and been just fine on the whole legacy thing. It's just fucking tough, man. When people get in that fucking Captain Kirk's gonna be 90. You see that? He seems pretty good, but then people have a way of just not being in public for a minute, and then all of a sudden they look like they've aged 800 years.
Well, they just shot his ass into space last year.
I know. He's something. He's had a lot of face surgeries, I guess, but he still fucking doesn't look 90.
No, it doesn't look 90.
There must be something to living the life of Captain Kirk. I don't know. Some people just live a long time too, though. I mean, shit, my grandma May, I don't think she had any kind of fucking longevity secrets whatsoever, but she had like fucking big old ankles and shit for years. My dad called them I had a name for him, but big, she had the big, just fucking water retention ankle. Water? She was heavy,
She had a medical situation?
Or she must have had.
They're called cankles.
He had some more.
I still want to know what your dad called him.
I have to look through the Bible. I think it had Bible related. My dad would,
Chaille, Google Bible ankle story.
He'd go to the good book for criticisms. The good book. Yeah.
Where all the good criticisms are.
Yeah. But she's not a healthy lady. Had the cheese squirt cheese and then like
the spray cheese.
Yeah, she's just like, I mean, her diet, like when I would be her primary go to the store person, and I was like,
what
cookies, crackers, cheese, spreads, and that would be what she lived on. And then she'd come out, and my grandma at least had the guts to say, I'm not eating this. A lot of times with my mom's food, and then other people were like, you know what, I'm with grandma on this. It's I just don't. I'll get sick if I eat that. She said a lot, and
Yeah.
and she did get one time a real bad bout of food poisoning from my mom's offerings. She had a lot on her plate, my mom. So sometimes you couldn't trust what was on your plate.
What was the story about your mom leaving something on the stove and it melting or something melting?
I think that was grandma. What she'd put. Grandma'd put like
plastic on
soak her feet in a tub.
Oh yeah,
she'd put that across 2 burners. And she did that a couple of times, and similar kinds of.
Wait, she did what? What do you mean?
Put a plastic tub on a burner.
Heated up on a burner.
Yeah.
Plastic?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She didn't, she didn't understand that.
You got to get it off. You got to get it off just
that's
right
like,
time, Chaille.
I get it.
You got to stay close. You can't be doing other things. You don't multitask.
She got I think it must be, I don't even know if we had that term we slung around, but grandma must have been fucking I think we just can't be trusted, or you got to keep an eye on her, or whatever is another term for dementia or something. Yeah. I mean, because I think she was smarter than that but when I would hang out with her, and this was I guess a relapse or whatever, she went from not drinking a long time, then to drinking a lot of cough syrup for a long time, and then back into the wine. And then, but I think she was kind of losing her shit there for a few years. It's hard to notice around there.
A lot going on.
Get in line, grandma.
Blending in.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
She had this neighbor dude that would come do odd jobs for her, and she would criticize him while he was. And she would she'd always say, I don't know why I pay Mac. He doesn't do anything. He just stands around. And then she would be like you're talking, grandma, he's right. You just said hi to me. That's the dude. And he'd still take her.
Not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
And she was right, man. It was like, what the fuck, man? He spray paints a couple of pieces of metal furniture, hoses off her driveway, and you pay him $500 a month. And this was years ago. So it was like,
damn, that's not a bad gig.
I hope he's at least fucking her, but he was fucking her, but just like he was her Bitcoin.
Well, he used that metaphor.
The handyman was fucking your grandma?
No, he was like fucking her by taking money for doing odd jobs like that.
I mean, he'd finger her once in a while.
I mean, maybe that was the lion's share of that $500 was dealing with that.
My grandma liked to I don't know what it was, but she liked
finger
to
an old lady
around
gets
money
a patina under your fingernail that you can't get rid of, which is so.
Cost you.
She threw money to preachers, like
Man, I hate that.
She had whatever it was, she just felt like she had enough disposable income to pay $500 to get her furniture painted and put a couple $100 into Jimmy Swaggart, or Jimmy Swaggart was, and there was another one. What's the other?
Jim Baker.
No, Oral Roberts.
Oral Roberts.
She was like, she had a couple of them. She'd send the money, and then a few times I intervened, and started taking the money, and it was like it's a weird feeling, because I was at that time I had a falling out. I was a born again, and then I really wasn't, so I was a nothing. I was born again or whatever.
Andy, I got to ask you about the born again. How old were you when that happened?
When I accepted Christ into my heart as my personal savior and friend. I think that's about 12 or 13.
Yeah. Still 4 years from operating a vehicle.
Yeah.
I also feel like we should clarify, when Andy says he intervened, he didn't have a talk with his grandma. He just stole the checks out of the fucking
Well, but that's what I'm saying.
It's going to a better place.
Knowing that it was wrong and a sin against, like, I felt like this is, God himself is watching me take this money and throwing that envelope away, and I was stealing directly from God. And now I'm like, whew, that was some fucking lucky interceptions there. She was sending it to a guy who would, shit. No TV preacher deserves anybody's money.
Well, he was doing the same thing you were doing. Taking
Yeah,
it
he
under
was.
false
Yeah, he was
pretenses.
getting wanted to. I would probably, I mean, I'd get my porn already from grandma. So
he was gonna
probably drugs.
He was gonna use it for way worse shit because he was gonna use it to help
To take more
pay
money.
to get more from more people. It ended with you.
That
Mhm.
seems
For
like
Andy,
one of the
like,
more
if Andy
innocent
was
drifts.
just
Yeah,
a-
I probably
yeah.
just used it for more shit. Grandma. If I would have just asked grandma, it just was like, grandma would have taken me to the store and gotten me anything. But once I figured out them envelopes had money in it, it was just seemed like the only right thing to do.
Well, here's
The
the
only
thing is,
victim-
you didn't steal any money from grandma. You stole money from a preacher. She
Yeah.
already
The
gave
Yeah.
only
Oh, yeah.
victim is the
Fuck that
preacher.
That's
Yeah,
why.
the preacher who's stealing money from everyone.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I didn't realize what the whole grift and that. Like I'm sure I told you that there's a couple of times, one in particular where I came home and my dad's wheelchair sitting there, and I thought there'd been a rapture, and that was one of those things that weighed heavy on my head and heart. That, oh my God, they recalled all the Christians home, and I got left behind because I stole money from Jimmy Swaggart. Yeah, I took that 20 off of Jimmy Swaggart. But grandma just sent cash too, so it's like,
Yeah,
that's
those were the
convenient.
days.
I
right?
probably intercepted it from the mailman who would have ripped
Yeah.
it. I mean, could you imagine
Right.
being a mailman back in those days and seeing envelopes to Jimmy Swaggart and letting those go by without taking it?
All puffy.
Yeah. You probably have your own Swaggart bucket in your truck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Toss
there's
them all
no
in there.
nothing would ever go out of the post
I
office.
hope Swagger does another one of those fucking telethon pushes.
Yeah.
I'd like some oars for my boat.
He didn't. Swaggart must not have had any kids, huh? Because his whole chain.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he
is there,
did.
is
Oh,
there
they-
a Swaggart?
His kid's doing it.
Kids as bad as he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to dig into his shit.
Swagger's the one that was crying on TV, right?
Yeah.
I have sinned.
Yeah.
Have you seen? Yeah. He was the
Baker,
man. That
too.
was like, man, that was where I think Christians fucking that's when they got powered up. Like, oh man, they finally got one of us being fucking hypocrite. He was caught in a hotel room with a fallen woman, and then what's he do? He gets on TV and weeps and probably gets fucking triple the donations, or at least, yeah. My grandma, I think I intercepted the money on the other side of that. But I didn't know what was going on. But my grandma would keep it up on the news with those, the Inquirer and all those rags. So, I was like, and I'd see that and go, I wonder if this guy's upset I took his money. But yeah, so I felt, that made me feel a little better. But I also bought that. I was like, well, because it's like a pro wrestler, he just flipped a switch and then his character's doing this. And you're like, oh man, now I feel bad for him. Satan won't leave guys like that alone. So
It is weird. Seems like they get the preachers and the pastors, the youth pastors.
Satan's just sitting around going, how can I make this guy look like a douchebag? Give him a microphone.
I don't know if you watched that one that Erickson had recommended, Andy, with the pool boy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. You would dig that one.
That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good takedown.
Yeah, I mean, shit, I know I could have been a pool boy, but my time has way passed. But I wasted my time in community college. I should have gone to Florida and been a pool boy.
Mm-hmm.
I could have got into one of those situations.
Could have been at Mar-a-Lago. You could be a Trump by now.
That place. Swagger's son is named Donnie.
Donnie,
yeah, he must. I've never heard of him, so he must not be killing it in the.
Oh no, he's got his own show and everything.
Yeah, he's old too, because Jimmy Swaggart had him when he was 17.
Yeah,
what a miracle!
Sounds like our age.
It's a miracle from God.
Married a 15-year-old Frances Anderson.
Oh, I was thinking. The kid that I'm thinking of, I think, is Jim Baker's kid.
Oh, wasn't Swaggart related to
like a punk rock preacher or some shit like that?
Oh yeah, that's right. At least I got it. I mean, Jim Baker.
Wasn't Swaggart related to Great Balls of Fire?
Oh, I think it was
Jerry Lee Lewis.
They were buddies.
One of those preachers is
Their
It
cousin.
was a cousin.
Yeah.
Caldwell or God, what a yeah.
No, I think it was Swaggart.
Jay Baker is who you're talking about. Yeah, he's got like knuckle tats and
Uh-huh.
a little chin music. Yeah, he's
Yeah. It's like fucking Kid Walk.
but he's got a ministry where he does I don't know what he's doing.
My dad, the one my dad listened to, and I know
Like a rock and roll preacher.
Yeah. Jesus
I know
Christ.
this is one of Erickson's favorite is the Graham family.
Ugh.
My dad, I know Grandma listened to Jimmy Swaggart because I'd hear, and my dad would put on them Billy Graham, whatever he called those, but he'd have them on a couple times a month. You'd watch Billy Graham after Mutual of Omaha.
Uh-huh.
That's where I got.
Hey, we used to get Disney on after Mutual of Omaha.
Yeah,
that's what
I
we
was
got
in that
too.
chain of shit though. It was on. I forget if it was, but there were revivals or whatever. That'd be maybe once a month. These special event Billy Graham things, and those used to spook me. Those would fucking get me. I remember listening to them, and there was nothing about them that made me fucking there's nothing cool about it for a kid anyway. It seemed fucking kind of scary shit.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the ones with the snakes and stuff, or
Just
No,
just the
I'm
way
talking about
Billy
the
Graham's message was,
Billy-
and it was
Yeah, the
always you
Billy
gotta
Graham specials, he would always like he was very histrionic and when he was preaching and he's in a stadium and it just will fucking
end times was a big
Oh.
he would
Yeah.
that would always be like that would be his get her done or whatever. Talk about end times and then do the altar call. Now, that's what I did is I got called to an altar at the
Mhm.
it was at my Church of God, which is embarrassing. It's like I should have at least got swept off my feet at Jesus Northwest or
Yeah,
I went to event. I
Yeah.
went to Jesus
You fell in
events. And
love.
you go,
Fell in
fucking-
love with an open
I
micer.
give my heart to you, Christ, at Jesus Northwest is way cooler than I think there was just some traveling road show coming through. Finally got, I got tired of resisting Jesus.
Uh-huh.
And he's kept smiling at me and brushing his hair and stuff. And finally I went,
Does have
but
nice hair.
I don't remember how it ended, but it was very short lived that I would do the right, pray and thought I was born again and loved Christ or whatever. But I was like never really caught, I didn't know what I was doing.
Because at first you're like, for the first couple weeks, you're like, all right, well, I don't really, it probably hasn't taken hold yet, but pretty soon I'll start feeling some of the effects of all
Feeling
the goodness
different,
I'm
feel
doing.
more.
And then
feeling
after a
better.
while, you're like, you know what? I think this might be bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a pill that you don't, you think you're getting high off of.
Yeah, placebo.
Yeah, it's a placebo effect. You get this
But what-
joy buzz or whatever, and then
But Andy, you've said a couple things even today where you thought that something bad that was happening or something bad-ish that was happening was because you had possibly done something wrong and you were being punished. So is that why you gave your life over to your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, or did you want more
can't
envelope
remember.
money, or
maybe
there
it
a
was.
kick?
I don't remember what I think it was just like it was been done so much, and probably by that time I'd seen people just go do it or whatever, and then they caught me at the right moment or whatever. But it's like maybe it was like when I I filled out a card to be a libertarian, and then nothing ever became of it.
You
That's
prayed,
what happened. Is I accepted Jesus, and I'm not sure my order went through. And
someone stole your envelope.
yeah.
And I was in high school in 80 to 84, and there was a thing that happened where it became very trendy to be Christian, and like all these dudes, there were seniors who had been fucking spending 3 years drinking and finger banging chicks. Now they were all gonna, having Bible study at lunch and shit like that, and it was very trendy for a lot of people to fall in with those crowds and stuff like that. But it was just a thing that happened for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But I was always the guys who partied fucking hard. And then when they were seniors, were fucking short haircuts and yes and please and student body president. Very suspect, all of it.
Mm-hmm. None of them are Christians today, I guarantee it.
None of them were then either. They were
Yeah.
still fucking partying.
Yeah.
Well, I think I mentioned how me and a few friends were shooting hoops, and his sister was hosting a Christian club, Christian teens, or it was a lively group of teens from this church, and me and my couple of friends, we weren't involved with that youth group, but what we were involved with was spying on them when they went to the toilet. So I don't know if I was born again at that time or whatever. Well, we were like,
going to the toilet.
We'd throw the basketball. We didn't even need to do this, but we'd throw the basketball over the garage, and it would land over by the stairwell that would take you up, and then there was a landing, and then you could just look into the bathroom, which all the chicks were using. It was mainly chicks at the Bible study. And then we got this is embarrassing, we got caught
being horrible basketball players.
Yeah, his mom comes out and she's like yelling, me and Al, and fuck you, Al, I'm not covering for you. I was, we're like, she walked out and then she saw and heard her kid, I think he was like, we've got Bush or something similar.
Like Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah. Like it was like there's Bush, and you go run through the garage, and then that's where we run into, his mom was come out the door there, Mark's yelling, for us to come check out the Bush, and then his mom goes out, sees him peering into the window, and the whole caper come to an end right there. No Christian, there was not a very Christian of us, but we weren't affiliated with the group. So
yeah.
And that poor girl, she's just mature for her age, I guess. But she, had a hairy shrub, and she was a couple years under us in school or whatever, but we always remember. It's like, it's nothing we should have known.
Oh my God, Andy.
Shame on those guys.
Yep.
Peeping Toms. That's what we were. No better. We were garden variety peeping Toms, watching chicks go to the toilet.
Wait, how old were you though?
7th grade or so.
Yeah, I think
we should know better, is what his mom said.
Better.
Yeah.
But no, that's right around the time where we really didn't know better. I was peeping Tom at the Sawdust Theater, and then on my paper route, I was curious.
A curious Tom.
I don't remember as a paper boy hitting pay dirt.
No one got them papers, man.
I don't remember pay dirt, peeping Tom on. I think that sometimes I didn't know. Well, they would sometimes dodge me when I'd collect too. So I would go around back doors and look through windows and shit. Cause there was, you catch motherfuckers.
Oh, that was your cover story?
Well, you catch motherfuckers. Yeah. My dad would do it too, where you catch, he's missing again or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he would come back a half hour later, or my dad would deliver the newspaper bill to the bar.
Oh,
for this, there's a couple people, he knew their
bills
and dodging the paper boy or whatever. But
but didn't you go into Bills and deliver papers too?
Oh yeah. There's a whole.
But you see those guys in there?
No, I didn't. Me and my dad, we had I worked with my dad on a route, but I had my own route too.
What an entrepreneur!
I delivered 3 different newspapers. I delivered the Coquille paper, which was once a week, the Sentinel. And then me and my dad and my brother Jeff sold and delivered the World, the Coos Bay paper, and then that was the one we took and sold at the mill. And then a few years later, I was feeling all fucking responsible, and I got a route of my own, and it was taking on some money. I was making some good money, and then I let my brother Jeff in, and I didn't make much money anymore. and then I got out of the business. But yeah, I was like, fuck yeah, I can do this. Deliver papers. And I don't know how I mean, I don't think I remember getting some complaints, but I think
Kind
I
of
was
like your
pretty good.
T-shirt venture.
What's that?
It's kind of like your T-shirt venture.
You need a medium. But yeah, I was fucking I was go collecting shit. That was a big part of it.
Yeah,
You didn't just deliver the
absolutely.
paper, you had to go get your monthly or weekly payment from
I
them.
mean,
Tear off
thinking
that
back,
little-
how archaic that was.
Tearing off
yeah.
that little piece of the cardboard
yeah.
thing for everybody, a little scroll. Here you go. Here's your 3 squares you owe for. So dumb. Yeah, all of my friends that had paper routes, they would deliver those papers that were just like the shopper or whatever that had like the cart classified.
Throw 'em away.
You just go throw them away. Yeah, you go
Yeah.
find a ditch and you dump them in a ditch and you're done.
I had that route too, or I forget weekly shoppers. You're like, yeah, not today.
Not feeling it. Oh shit.
All
All right,
history
we
of
can
the bees
start
and trees.
pointing this thing in the direction of
Yeah, well, this will be. I recommend Billy Wayne Davis comedy show in Portland
Saturday night, baby.
tomorrow night.
That's right. Fight off that St. Patty's Day hangover.
my
head on down to
return,
the
my
Siren
return
Theater.
to my return to 10 years premises.
You're about the fucking Wausau Whacker.
The Wausau Whacker, man. Oh, can I use that?
Yeah, Erickson's not gonna.
Oh God, I hope you do.
Oh man. That's fucking great. Well, I hope you guys you'll have fun, man. Just enjoy it. Just remember.
Yeah. I wish
you're
it
at
was
the point in your
one-
life where you should enjoy everything you do and fucking just enjoy.
Yeah, statistically, I better.
And then the next time, by the next week, you'll be here in Austin for a couple
In
days.
Austin,
Look forward to
yeah.
that, dude. It's gonna be fun.
With
I won't be out there until I think
You're
after
coming
leave.
you're the next week.
Yeah.
when are you going out, Shank?
Yeah, we gotta put Chad on the schedule too. Everyone's rolling through now. So yeah. So that'll be fun. If you guys are around the Portland, Oregon area on Saturday, go see Billy Wayne Davis and Andy Andrist at Siren Theater. 2 shows, one sold out, but second show might still have some tickets left. So get out there. I actually have been watching something finally that I think has been pretty interesting to me. So I'll start the what are you watching thing. It's been watching the Netflix documentary about the missing Malaysian airliner. And it's pretty I've really enjoyed it. It's a fucking mystery, man.
They never found
a lot of levels, man. I'm not even all the way through it yet because it's only 3 episodes, but you know, my daily routine is getting up at 3:15. So by the time I've gotten home and walked the dogs and had some dinner and a drink, and then I sit down to watch something, I watch about 7 minutes and I'm sound asleep. So I've been working my way through it. And then when I go back the next night, I have to rewatch the 7 I watched the night before. So I'm not making quick progress, but it's really interesting. It's a lot
it's the plane that disappeared, MH370, the plane that disappeared.
Remember that shit? You guys remember when that happened, right?
Oh, yeah.
The night, and then no one could fucking find it for
Yeah.
a year. What the fuck?
The fucking way I remember the news. I saw it on the news going on, and then they cut to the airport and just the wailing of the people there. They're all and then they never. I thought they found chunks of it a few years ago, didn't they?
Well, I don't want to spoil the ending.
Don't. I'll watch that.
But it was really, really interesting things there because it was such a mystery. And then there's some heart-wrenching interviews with some of the people who had family members on the plane and the family of some of the crew. It's incredible. It's an incredible story. So I'm excited to see how it turns out. Hope they find it.
Yeah.
I hope they're all going to be okay in the end.
Well, they're
Cheering
going
for
to
a
come
good
back
outcome.
and be in a new series, right? Like that. Wasn't that a what's the
Lost.
show? Yeah, like Lost. They just
Yeah.
show up.
They're on an island somewhere, probably with Jared.
Yeah, on Epstein Island with Jared.
I have what I think is kind of a cool one. The other day on Twitter, I think it was Clint Thulu on Twitter posted like an article. I think he said his friend wrote or something about 5 times Andy Griffith was the bad guy in movies. And I was like, that is fucking interesting right there. So I read the article and it lists all these movies. So I watched one on YouTube called Savages. That was pretty okay. The quality's real bad. And it's okay. It's like from the 70s. And then I'm halfway through one on Tubi called A Murder in Coweta County. And Johnny Cash is the goddamn sheriff.
Wow.
So Johnny Cash is the sheriff and Andy Griffith's the bad guy?
Yes.
It seems like they got their scripts mixed up. And
Yeah.
the script delivery guy delivered to the wrong trailer, and they're both scratching their heads while they're reading it. Like, well,
yeah.
Like right away, in the very beginning, he's taking a guy at gunpoint, making him hold his fingers in the car door and slamming his hands in the car door.
Wow.
And he's there's a murder, obviously. That's not a spoiler. And at one point he's like, well, the sheriff's coming over, and he's like, well, the sheriff, no, he was the problem. I had to kill him. I did what I had to do. He'll understand. Like, he's a fucking cold-hearted dude in this. So that's pretty cool.
There's one that he was in 1957 that I've seen a bunch of times on Turner Classic Movies called A Face in the Crowd, where he's like this like down home corn pone kind of storyteller who gets super famous, and he turns into the fucking raging asshole. Yeah. And it kind of reminds me of that kids show guy, the kids show host, who said that I'll hold the fuckers or something while he was still live on TV. Yeah, it's kind of like that. And it was the first time I'd seen Andy Griffith as something other than the wholesome.
Yeah, wasn't even aware that he'd ever done anything in that vein.
Yeah, that was why it was interesting to me, because I've just known him as Johnny Cash, or not Johnny, Andy Griffith or fucking Matlock. And so
he was a huge comedy influence on my dad had all of Andy Griffith's records, Bob Newhart, stuff like that.
Some of those are pretty funny. I mean, it's definitely a dated, old.
Did he do? He did stand up a little bit, right?
Yeah,
Andy Griffith?
Well, yeah, he was kind of a storyteller, kind of like the way
Stories.
Bill Cosby was back in the day. I mean, they did like a long form story that got laughs the whole fucking time.
The whole way.
Yeah.
The only one I think I remember is his explanation of football. What it was, football, kind of a Andy.
Andy Griffith. Yeah,
it's like
explaining football.
They go down the field, and they keep on running, and the one guy must have had something the others want, because they went chasing him and chasing him all the way down to the other end of that field where they got these sticks up there. Yeah, it's crazy.
I might use that for my comedy skit.
When he gets done with the Wausau whacker, he's going to do
change it
football
up,
stick.
Andy Griffith's not using that anymore.
Nope.
But Opie is.
Well, I got something I just found. Everyone's probably seen it already, but I kind of like finding these things and being able to watch them at my own pace rather than just because it's hot right now. But Boardwalk Empire with Buscemi and
there you go.
Yeah.
So I'm watching that, and I'm season 1, episode 4 right now.
Oh shit!
So it's great. Yeah, I love it.
Can't be half a gangster.
Nope. And then also F1 started up again. So this weekend, F1 in Saudi Arabia.
Oh shit!
Yep.
Where are you on Succession? Are you all caught up and ready for
done, man? I can't wait. I think it's the 24th is the next week, or no? Is it?
It's I thought it was April.
Is it? I thought it was March.
Oh, I don't know.
You gotta remember, because I have to hate watch 3 seasons before.
You'll never make it.
It's so good.
I can do it.
I know.
Boardwalk
I mean, if
Empire
you
is
like
really
it, you know, if you like it, you'll buzz through it. But if
Well,
it,
I'm not gonna do it because I like it. I'm doing it because Erickson. You better do that thing if I do it.
All right. But
Yeah,
do our
Sunday,
Patreon watch
Yeah.
parties. All right.
Sunday the 26th of March is the season 4, episode 1.
Oh shit. Well, that's when you'll be getting here. You'll be getting here right after that.
This is it, right? One season, and
Yep, last season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gotta start binging. It sounds like.
I hope it's a
Good,
similar
dude.
arc for the Murdoch, for the
Or
Fox.
one more season.
Well,
Yeah, I would
yeah.
enjoy that if the Murdochs had the same, the different, not the Alex Murdochs, but the Rupert Murdochs.
Yeah.
I guess I'm anti all Murdochs right now.
Well, it's a tough. Well, I mean, in certain circles, that's a name that means a lot, like Netflix and the Country Club. But everybody else thinks of them as fucking overly rich motherfuckers.
Boardwalk Empire is great though, Chaille. You've never seen it before?
No, and the one guy from The Wire is in it. The guy with the scar across his face.
Yep.
Yeah, didn't he just die
Yep.
recently?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he might have been a fentanyl overdose,
Yeah.
Dang.
which was
Yeah,
a shame because he was so fucking
He's
good.
so good, man.
Everything, man.
Yeah.
He's great in Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah, that was it. I like that series. I think it
Shocking.
ended. Didn't it ended like it didn't end abruptly, right? I think it had
No,
a
they
nice
did
arc,
it.
and
They did
yeah,
it all the way through.
yeah.
I'm
and
still
it's
watching, so careful.
Yeah.
nice. It's great to see Buscemi in that was a huge role,
Mhm,
but
absolutely.
Buscemi
He brought
nailed
it.
it, yeah.
And there's the guy who plays Al Capone is great too. I thought that was a great.
That guy is in a bunch of the fucking Guy Ritchie movies.
Yeah.
He's in
The little dude
Snatch.
in Snatch. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely correct. So.
And he was a guy. I just saw this because I got into a deep dive on Snatch. He was a guy who went with his. Sorry, he was a guy.
It happens to the best of us, buddy. No need to apologize.
Get in there, buddy.
He
You
had
get
a
in there.
friend.
Tracy's been at our house for a couple weeks, man. I get it,
Hey,
man. I
he
get
runs
it.
the word, guys. Keep your mouth shut. That guy was a friend. His buddy was going down for an interview or an audition for Snatch or one of the Guy Ritchie movies, and basically his friend did the audition, and as he's leaving, someone goes, "Hey, you, what are you doing here?" He goes, with my friend. He goes, "Come here, got the job."
Yeah,
So that's how. And Guy Ritchie was really good about just grabbing people because he liked their look, and then use them in whatever way possible.
Yeah, they have authenticity because it's like Northern Exposure using like locals.
Yeah.
They're
Background.
not great actors, but the fact that they are not great actors is what makes them so great at acting.
Yes.
I just looked that up like yesterday or the day before to see if it was streaming anywhere, and it's not. But I stumbled across a link on a site called Odyssey, and I just watched the first episode of Northern Exposure. I think yesterday or day before. Yeah,
fucking loved that show.
Wow.
Yeah, that's been years since I've watched that.
What's Odyssey?
If you see Provenza, you've watched it 1 year too long.
Yep.
You can watch shit that you can't find other places, I guess. Again, the quality's really bad, but I had it on my phone. I was just mainly listening to it, kind of.
That girl that was on Northern Exposure was so hot, man.
The short
yeah.
hair.
I had such a crush on her.
Yeah.
Can't remember her name, but
He
man.
was in Cliffhanger too with
Oh yeah.
Oh, with Sly.
Sly. Yeah. All right.
She's fucking great.
Yeah, I guess I already did my recommendation, which was the Jared thing, but it's creepy.
Yeah,
You want to fill in the blanks.
check that out. It's on ID. Is that what the picture?
I don't know what's it. It's like I think Subway is in the title too. I don't think
She
Subway.
had it up. It said
It's
the
ID.
channel, but I don't have.
I don't know
I
what
watch
that
it
is.
on some other streaming
Probably
service.
some streaming services.
It's
have
I think a 3-parter,
it. Yeah.
like a foot and a half long. But yeah, I'm betting Subway as a franchise is just sick of that kind of shit coming up. Like, let's just go. It's Charles Barkley now, man.
Yeah. Who else?
Her name, Erickson. Her name's Janine Turner
Yeah.
from Northern Exposure. She was the mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An airline pilot.
Yeah. See, damn.
Boy, she cleans up great.
Yep. She was cute, man. I
don't think she was the love interest of Provenza when he was in the show.
No, I think it was over by then.
Yeah.
I don't even think she was on that season.
Oh, maybe she left the show before that.
I think she left it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
Provenza
definitely a
didn't ruin
show
the
that they should have stopped. I mean, especially if you remember, I won't say anything if you're going to watch it again, but how it ended, it really ended. Like it had the end of the story arc for the main character in the show. It was like,
right, yeah.
Why are you fucking? It's like this is like Aftermash.
Like, yeah, it was crazy.
The war is over, guys.
I think there was a period of time where people thought, like in the people that make decisions on these things, the suits, that they thought, well, this there's no reason this is going to keep going. We just need to get another actor in there. The storyline it works, and it's like I like it better where they get the BBC, the UK, where they go 4 episodes. That's it. We're done. Or 6 episodes or whatever. Yeah. They don't peter out, and they end up getting Oliver or Ted McGinley.
Yeah.
Come in and Fonzie to jump
build around that. Like the Aftermash was the stupidest. Like the war's over, and now what was it? Potter.
Klinger and Potter were hanging
Klinger and Potter and Father McCahey are all in the same area. No, they're not. I mean, they would go, really? They all gonna hang out now?
Well, to even make any of that believable, it better have been Toledo, because that's where we know fucking Klinger.
Where else?
Yeah.
Like, Klinger could have done
Klinger's gonna go anywhere else.
Fucking Toledo.
You couldn't even do Klinger now. They'd cancel him.
No.
Because of his outfit.
You talk about woke. He was woke as fuck.
Yeah, he was.
Or was he anti-woke? He was using it as a mental illness.
Yeah, so I guess it's actually fairly offensive. So maybe he's anti-woke.
That's why.
He's anti-woke, man.
Well, I'll see if Jamie fires around. Maybe I can bring him down to the anti-woke.
Was there any gay? There was no gay characters on MASH, huh? I mean, like
Radar
Dave and Steve. Who? Radar is a bit of a pussy, but there wasn't.
I mean, you could have talked him into it.
Like Klinger was the, he was like the Jack in Three's Company. He was like, the gay jokes could go his way or whatever, but not really. Even he was just.
No, it wasn't even a gay.
Not gay. It was a cross-dressing thing.
Well, he was saying
worried about his nylons.
He was only a crazy person would put this dress on.
Mm-hmm. He was grooming kids.
He's a man dressing like a woman. He's fucking mentally ill. Get him home.
Oh man, canceled.
Fucking canceled.
All right, you guys. That was a lot of fun. I fucking love seeing you guys. Thanks for being there. Thanks for being out there and watching this. If you're out there, if you're on YouTube, we appreciate it. Like and subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend. We do this every week. And if you want some more of what we do, join our Patreon. It's only $5 a month, very cheap, and you get more of this, all of this, and a little bit more. We do some other fun stuff on there. We'd love to have you over there. So fuck yeah, go see Andy and Billy Wayne on Saturday night in Portland. What else? We'll have maybe some Austin stories after Andy gets here next week. Chaille's coming back here in a couple weeks. I don't know what else is happening. Any other exciting news? Chad, what do you got going on? Are you twitching? Subscribe to Chad's Twitch
twitching right now.
I want to. My life is fucking
Here's
chaotic.
the thing about a guy like Chad. He's a super sweet guy, and he feels guilty if people give him money and he doesn't do anything. So if we all go subscribe to his channel, that'll force him to create content, because he won't be able to just be like a TV preacher and just take it. He'll have to do the show.
It
So,
has made me get on there before, but right
I
now
know it.
just my schedule's chaotic. So
Yeah.
I'll try.
How's your sons recovered and home and all? Or
He's home, but we had to take him back to the emergency room again. They had like a stroke, and it's a fucking not. It sucks. A whole bunch of shit. Sucks.
Sorry to hear that.
I don't
Well, I
want to
hope
be
they
around.
fucking-
I'm thinking about just moving
Away by yourself
Like,
from
like
everyone.
running away.
Yeah, like go get it like a trailer.
Yeah.
Just go live in it.
Oh
is
fuck.
this the off-grid plan?
Yeah.
The off-grid plan is in place.
I told Jenny at one point. I go, I bet you if I if I told everybody I'm doing a Twitch stream, I'll just get an apartment, I'll just set it up, and I'll just Twitch stream for 24 hours. You just watch me sleep on the couch, smoke weed, play video games, eat, fall asleep on the couch. I'll just run it for 24 hours. I should make enough money to pay for the apartment. Then it's self-sufficient.
Right.
Then I don't take anything away from this place. I just
like
get
getting
away from
solar.
all this bullshit here that's going on.
Yeah.
And
That sounds like
we'll tune in.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
I
watch.
definitely watch.
Hang out with
Absolutely.
Chad 24 hours a day. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like a Truman Show a little bit. Only you know you're in on it.
It's like alone. You'll be
Oh,
alone
yeah.
with Chad.
look a little
All right.
cardboard that you put up, jerking off. Be right back.
Santa will be back in 5 minutes.
Oh shit. All right. Well, we'll be back in a little more than 5 minutes. We'll be back next week. We love you guys. We'll see you then. Bye.